What's going on, guys? Today we got a banger. In this video, we're going to be reacting to 8 WWE finishers that were created by accident. If the algorithm or the sub box brought you to me, I'd like for you to hang out with me for like 15 minutes. Can we do that? Can I hang out with you in your lunch break? Whatever. We're here. If you guys would like to show support to the original uploader of the content, please click the top link in the description. Show them some love. And if you'd like to react to content with me live on Twitch, well, you can check the bottom link of the description. If you're a young one, I'm going to have to ask you to get out of here, though, because I do react with colorful language. I don't want to be responsible for you hearing something that you don't got no business hearing. So, with all that being said, with that out of the way, let's get this started. Let's get right into the video.
This fist broke Little Miss Becky Lynch's face.
A wrestling move being created out of a botch is kind of rare, as usually if a botched version of a move leads to a somewhat riskier move being creative, then it's unusual for the move to be repeated, never mind become famous around the world. But in these instances, wrestlers actually stuck with that move.
So, wait a minute. Yeah, I would be just as perplexed. Like, bro, did you just try to kill yourself? Yo. No, what? I know one of you info hounds can explain to me what the fuck just transpired, because this righty, it is Triple H at fault. I don't believe so. I think bro definitely tried to become a railroad spike. That shit look crazy. Let's never do that pedigree again.
Wrestlers actually stuck with that move, and some even made it their actual finisher. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at botches that led to a new wrestling finisher being created. Number 1. South of Heaven. A Damian Priest South of Heaven finishing move is currently one of the most protected and credible moves in WWE right now. The move even won Priest the world title at WrestleMania 40, and the move stands out thanks to being a variation on the popular chokeslam that has dominated the wrestling scene for decades. Now, believe it or not, the finishing move surfaced thanks to a notable botch, as Priest managed to fall whilst delivering a standard chokeslam. Speaking of Fightful, the former world champion discussed the unique origin of his finishing move, saying, "For the South of Heaven chokeslam, I was training at the old Monster Factory, and at the time the trainer on Sundays was Jim Molyneux, who was a referee for ECW. It was before I had my first match, and he was telling me, we're gonna come up with a finisher for you. Try a chokeslam." The reason why I got into pro wrestling was because of The Undertaker. I was a big fan and just everything about him. When he said try a chokeslam, I got excited, and for the first time I tried it, it didn't come out smooth. Then I tried it again and I fell. When I fell sitting down, maybe because it was a big guy I was trying it on. A Priest went on to say that the next time he did the move, he purposely fell, and the South of Heaven was born as his primary finishing move. Number 2.
Not for nothing though, that shit actually looks really good. It looks really smooth. I like that. My clumsy ass would definitely be falling all over the place trying to go for chokeslams, so I would have probably discovered this move too. I'm not going to say that I'm the originator of a move like this, but I definitely bust my ass a couple of times going for the rock bottom. That's got to count for something. I'm the only person on the face of this planet that has gone for a rock bottom and fell backward. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Tiger Driver 91. Now, the Tiger Driver is a move that is commonly used outside of WWE, yet the origins of this move are interesting because the move was created completely by accident. Mitsuhara Misawa was the man often cited as being responsible for the move, and the story goes that Misawa attempted a powerbomb and he encountered an unexpected hiccup. His timing was slightly off and his opponent's body didn't land in the traditional way. The move Misawa had accidentally created was the Tiger Driver, and it would soon obtain a reputation for being one of the most deadly and legitimate moves out there. Number 3.
Yo, that shit looks brutal, man. There's not a single one of these hit that was shown that I do not feel like he didn't hurt. Every one of these hurt. I'm hurt to the screen, man. No, you just get fucking dunked. Please get fucking dunked. No, bro, please don't dunk. No dunks. Yeah, that should ruin your Sunday. You can get hit by this move on a Tuesday and your Sunday is fucked up. Dude, that was happening to you.
Driver, and it would soon obtain a reputation for being one of the most deadly and legitimate moves out there. Number 3. Powerbomb. Speaking of the Powerbomb is another move that became a new move virtually out of nowhere.
He might stop that. Wait. Yo. That DOC wrestler shit is cool. Let's play a game one of these. Oh, she fell crazy, honey. No. Yo, you drop me like this, you're going one-on-one. With the Smith & Wesson, that's the name of my finisher. And that shit'll finish any match. Cause ain't no way you dropping me like this. Oh, hell no. Yeah, it looked really scary the way she got called it, because I don't know if her body fucking decided to catch up all late. Oh my god. Yeah. That's it. That's invitation to the Shadow Realm right there. So they cast her to the wind.
New move virtually out of nowhere. The origin of the move goes back to the 1950s, and when NWA champion Lou Thesz and fellow legend Antonio Rocco were wrestling, a piledriver spot was about to go down, and the two men inadvertently created the Powerbomb. When the two realized that the move was unique and received a thunderous reaction from the crowd, the move managed to be a regular feature in the matches as the years went on. By the time wrestling arrived in the 1990s, numerous wrestlers in major companies had adopted the Powerbomb as their primary finishing move.
That's actually really slick that, like, they just took the crowd feedback and made that like a straight up staple. Like, there's gotta be at least somebody doing a power bomb in your roster. No matter what area it is, somebody gotta be doing a damn power bomb.
Whilst the first Powerbomb was rather dangerous to look at, especially when you consider that the move was supposed to be a pile driver, the move would evolve as the years went on, and there have been endless variations seen over the past 2 decades. Number 4, Trick Shot. A Trick Williams trick shot finishing move didn't surface via a botch. However, the move was never planned and it was never improvised in the middle of a featured match. When Williams was wrestling Ilya Dragunov, Williams decided to hit a running knee out of nowhere, and this is where the trick shot finishing move would be born. The former NXT champion discussed this during an interview with Fox Sports Happy Hour. I would say it was actually accidental. It was Ilya Dragunov, Trick Williams too. It was just a fight. It was a fight. He's hitting me in the face, he's hitting me in the mouth, he's trying to inflict so much pain. At this point, I'm like, I'm gonna hurt you. Whatever happens, happens. The first thing that came to my mind is, I'm gonna put my knee right in the middle of his forehead. Williams went on to say that the crowd going crazy was a key factor in the move becoming his new finish.
Yo, hell yeah. I am unfamiliar with this guy 100%. This shit. Oh yeah. Oh, that's ill. That one's fire. We're putting that one on the list. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm scared of losing teeth personally, but I don't mind someone else losing teeth. That's nice. That's a nice one.
His new finisher. I went for it full speed. He hit a backflip, his face was bleeding, and the crowd was going crazy. I was like, this right here should be my new finish. I was doing the spinning trick kick before, but in that moment with Ilya Dragunov, when it came down to it and I wanted to hurt you and inflict as much pain as possible, putting my right knee in the middle of your forehead seems like a pretty good idea.
You can't go wrong with the run and finisher.
Williams was definitely right in using the knee as his new finishing move, as the best moves in modern wrestling are those that can be just hit out of nowhere, and this was most definitely the case with this particular finishing move. Number 5, the diving headbutt. A wrestler regretting their own finishing move is uncommon in the wrestling industry, as traditionally the wrestler will take great pride in their move. However, when the move has a somewhat negative reputation, it's sometimes best that that wrestler distances themselves from the move entirely. When it comes to Harley Race, in his later years he spoke out about how much he regretted the diving headbutt move, and it's easy to see why. The diving headbutt is a controversial move mainly because it's seen by many as dangerous, and numerous wrestlers who use the move as a finisher have gone on to have lifelong issues with their necks. According to Race, the move itself was created accidentally, and it's easy to see when watching early versions of the move, as it often looks sloppy and awkward upon execution. It's likely that Race went for some kind of splash but managed to botch the move and managed.
That is a very dingling way to accidentally come up with the move, to be fair. Like that is a very doof juice, trademark doof juice moment. It did not look good at the old footage, to be fair. Like, to be completely honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, it looked a little crazy. No. Maybe, could have just stuck to the elbow drops back dead. Yikes.
Managed to do damage with his head. Due to the move looking unique compared to every other high-risk move, it naturally just stuck as his finishing move. Number 6. The End of Days. And the End of Days managed to become one of the most protected finishers of the past decade.
Definitely love the End of Days too. It just looks so smooth. That's a buttery finisher right there. That is a very buttery finisher.
And this was without a doubt the correct approach to take in terms of the presentation and booking of the move, as the End of Days looked incredible whenever Baron Corbin would deliver it, and the move stood out for all the right reasons. Now, an interesting story about the move is that the move surfaced when Corbin was just playing around at the WWE Performance Center. Corbin shared this fascinating story during an interview with Chris Van Vliet, saying, "Same with Deep 6-2, we were playing around at a performance center, we had a crash pad ring, we can go in there and try things, and a kid named Sammy Callahan, I was playing around with him in the ring, and he does this thing where he springs off the bottom rope and catches you for a DDT, and I was just messing with him, and he jumped and I caught him, and I did the End of Days on him, and we both sat up and looked at each other like, wait a second, what was that?"
That's a really cool way to discover a finishing move too. He's like, wait a minute, this shit is kind of guessed. I feel like there's gotta be a bunch of moves that people like just discovered and made up somehow, and they were like, yo, we gotta run that bagel one more time. I'm gonna ask you now that if you're still chilling here at this point in the video, I want to ask you, what is your favorite finisher that people have been doing for like the past however long? Like, it doesn't matter what era. What is your favorite finisher right now? Right now, 100%. If you had to go off the top of your head, which one is like, oh yeah, that gets me hype every time? I kind of lose my shit to a really good spear. Anytime I say good spear, yeah, I'm all in. I'm marking out. I need to see someone get hit and get took. Like, not taken, took. You got took by the spear.
Corbin went on to say that he would proceed to redo the move, and then he would send the footage to WWE official Billy Gunn for approval, and the rest they say is history. Yeah, like, that's something cool, and then I just did it, and I was like, dude, and I filmed it, and at the time I sent it to Billy Gunn. I was like, yo, I think this is my finish, because I was really trying to find a finish at the time. He's like, that's awesome, I'm gonna use it tonight against the Shield. And I said, don't you dare, I will fight you when you come back. And he didn't, he was just messing with me. But so it was a complete accident, and it's just been something that really kind of put me on the map. It's a cool, unique first time ever seeing this finish, and then I protected it with every bit of my might. WWE rarely commits to protecting a new finisher to the level they did with the End of Days, and it was definitely a factor in the move getting over to the level it did. Number 7. DDT. Now, it's difficult to find a modern wrestling match without some form of a DDT featured within it, and the unbelievable thing about the move is that the legendary Jake the Snake Roberts created the move thanks to a notable botch in a match.
I fucking love
According to the
DDT.
WWE Hall of Famer, he had a front face lock on a wrestler and then he awkwardly tripped over. This ultimately led to the creation of the iconic move. Roberts expanded on the origin of the move during an interview with Niagara Frontier Publications. Yeah, it was an accident. I was in the ring wrestling. I had a front face lock on a guy. He stepped on my feet and we fell backwards. He went on his head, I went on my back, and the fans went, oh. I went, wait a minute, I've got something here. And then I started working on it and come with it and named it after the poison that everybody outlawed.
Yo, what? All right, that is actually kind of tight. But the DDT and like the Powerbomb are like the two staples for real from this whole list so far. It's like that's so wild that such a small thing turns into this like straight up move that just has a bunch of variations now. Like, go and try to make a wrestler in any of the wrestling games, then it's like, oh my god, we got a billion DDTs to choose from. It's like, yo, I love that. That's actually super sick. That's super sick.
The DDT would go on to become one of the most famous moves of all time, and it's insane to know that if Roberts didn't stumble backwards and bodge during the match, then the DDT may have never seen the light of day. And number 8, the Claymore. Whilst the Future Shock DDT was a great move for Drew McIntyre, the Claymore just had that extra element of legitimacy and ferocity as a finishing move, and the fact that McIntyre could hit the move out of nowhere was a key factor in the move getting over. According to McIntyre, he did the move initially during his 3MB days, and the move surfaced due to a botch with his wardrobe. The former WWE champion revealed during an interview with KWCH that due to his in-ring gear being so tight, he was forced to kick up his other leg when executing a kick, and whilst the move looked fantastic, he ended up legitimately knocking himself out. I was in a match when I was younger, and I was wearing
Yo, KOing yourself after doing one of the coolest kicks. One of the coolest kicks in WWE is crazy. I think one of you guys were actually telling me the story about this. Yeah. that's a banger. You can't go wrong. I love the running finishers, man. The ones you get out of nowhere are like the best.
Tight leather pants. I ran to kick a guy in the face and the pants were so tight I had to kick up my other leg. I accidentally spun and landed on my head. I kicked him in the face and then I knocked myself out. When I saw the footage back, I thought, wow, that is great. If I could figure out how to do that move without knocking myself out and maybe not wearing those tight leather pants, I'm jamming. The Claymore became McIntyre's primary finisher in 2017, and the move has managed to defeat names such as Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and even Cody Rhodes. But there you have it, folks, botches that led to a new wrestling finisher being created. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
That was pretty sick. Not gonna lie. I definitely feel like I learned something. My fucking brain is expanding. You're right, like. But if you guys like to support the original upload of this content, please click that top link in the description to show them some love. You gotta do it. I request it. If you'd like to join us in the dungeon on Twitch, you know where to find that link. Don't be silly. Click it. Join us. Join the family. If you want to watch some more content from me, I have a bunch of playlists and videos that you might see in your recommended, so click something else with my face on it. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I think that'd be really swell. Right? And if you haven't subscribed yet, but you made it all the way to the end, what are you waiting for? Join the family. Join the family. Come on.